Okie dokie, boys and girls, this is day 232 of Calisthenics Idiot bulking to 75 kilos, and today we have a pull day. Now, as for the bulk, aside from the weight goal, I had 4 goals regarding performance as well. The planche, the front lever, the pistol squat, and the Nordic curls. Of those goals, the Nordic curl and the front lever, oh shit, have been achieved. And basically, right now, all that's left is the planche and the squat. So that's what I'm focused on at the moment. But nonetheless, that doesn't mean I can't have a nice little pull day, because it's not because your goal has been achieved that suddenly your training has come to an end. No, I don't think that a goal is something to be called an end in training. Training is, of course, you want to achieve your goals, but I think the goals are more of a means to discover new challenges or to challenge yourself in new ways for your training. And, once you achieve a certain goal, you can just move on to another. And that repeats an infinite amount of time until basically you move to another world. But what I'm trying to say is that, oftentimes you see people focusing very hard on a goal and being stressed about it because they want to achieve it, right? And sometimes it makes them unhappy. And that's the case for me as well. And until a couple of days ago, I didn't really know why, but I was thinking about it. And I think it's really just because, like I said, your goal is not the end. Your goal is the means to challenge yourself. It's ambiguous. It's, who cares if you can hold a planche for 20 seconds or run a marathon in 3 hours? Those are, arbitrary numbers, You're only 0.01% stronger than someone, who can run a marathon in 3 hours and 1 minute or something, or hold the planche for 21 seconds, right? It's not much of a difference, but yet we attach so much value to those numbers. And of course, those numbers give you direction, but that's as far as it goes as I'm concerned, because, you push towards a certain goal, it gives you direction in your training, it allows you to find new ways to challenge yourself. And the part where you challenge yourself, that's really the important part, It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, about friends you make along the way, if you get what I'm saying. So, today's pull day, even though my goal of frontlever for this bulk, has been reached already, it's going to be meaningful because it's going to be challenging. I'm going to try and build up some pull-ups again. I'm going to try and become stronger again and face new challenges, right? And that's why training has meaning no matter what. So let's start with a small training here, or warm-up set. Feeling okay-ish, I guess kind of the same as last time. I have to say, my legs are fucking dead from last leg day. And I'm not talking about the Nordic curls, I'm talking about the pistol squats. 70 pistol squats, or I guess 140, varying or alternating between the legs. That was quite the intense set, and I'm still feeling it. So I guess I'll be a bit zapped during this front lever workout as well, but nonetheless, I'm just gonna try and do better than last time, Start with 5 sets of front lever pull-ups, 8 reps on each set, and try to increase the difficulty a bit more compared to last time. So last time, for example, I did 8 pull-ups to touch, and the form wasn't that clean. Maybe I can make it cleaner today. I did some pull-ups with weight on my feet. Maybe I can do 2 sets with weight on my feet right now. Some stuff like that, just make it a bit more challenging. Not perfect, but better than last time. I'm pretty sure about that. Whew. Let's do some wide pull-ups because I'm so fucking bad at those. Holy shit. Whew. Still difficult, but you get a little better each time, If you're only gonna be happy with perfect, you're not gonna be happy a lot. Not to say not at all, but if you're just happy with a little better than last time, then I think you're going to be way more satisfied in your training. So I think I'm going to do one more set the exact same way. Start with wide pull-ups, then move to normal gear pull-ups, and then add a bit of weight to my feet. I just had a quick thought. I'm weak in the touch, so I should spend more time in the touch position to get stronger at it. So I'm going to do the same set, but I'm going to try and, have longer pauses at the top. Yeah, banger just came on, which is not in the horse playlist yet, so I'll fix that in a moment. Pendulum watercolor. Let's add it to the playlist. Remember guys, horsing playlist is out there if you need some bangers to train to. Okay, so I just said I would, do some more touch work. And now I have weight on my feet. That kind of goes against what I was saying, but I can't help myself, I love the feeling of a heavy frontlever. What I'm gonna do now is a combination of heavy work and form work. So yes, this is gonna be heavy. I'm not gonna be able to do perfect form, but I'm gonna try to anyway. And maybe do a little superset with frontlever presses. Holy shit. Alright. I don't know yet if I will keep the weight on for the last set, but that's something we'll find out in a couple minutes. Rest pause. Let's go. Oh, this reminds me of the days back when I was learning frontlever. I would just do 5 sets of 8 pull-ups, no matter how many rest pauses it took, and sometimes I would just have to rest like this 4 times for a few seconds in between the reps of one set. Alright. Seeing the last set especially was dirty. I'm just gonna take the weight off my feet and do one last set without any weight of some holds and presses. As clean as possible, I might add. Whew. Okie dokie, so you are now seeing a pull-up bar standing vertically, which has been quite a while, Frontlever workout, I'm gonna call it quits here. It's been great. I'm actually not getting the progress that I was expecting coming back from Japan, but I just have to think about it, Even though frontlever is not my main goal to get stronger right now, I'm focused on the planche and the squat. it would be nice to see at least some progress, like back towards my peak that I had before going to Japan, you know, because before going to Japan, when I got that, well, if you want to call it 45-second hold, you know, I was at the peak, you know, I was doing this workout with the exact same weight or even more sometimes and 12 pull-ups. Like, that's insane for me. And I got up to there, I think, by focusing on the holds more as well. So maybe I have to, you know, interchange that a little bit, but, you know, I'll see what I can do. It's something that I have on the back of my mind, but at least, you know, it's not my main priority. For now, what I'm going to do is one set of pull-ups, because I feel like doing some normalized pull-ups. You know, it's been a while. Once in a while, you just have to feel the movement, and it feels great, so why not? So I'm going to do one set of pull-ups. I'm going to add some weight to my hips to have a heavier ball sack, you know, heavy ball sack simulator. I don't know which version, but, you know, it's going to be a good one. 10 kilos or 22 pounds. And yeah, basically do some pull-ups until it burns. You know, I don't have a set number in my mind. I also don't know how many pull-ups I'm able to do at the moment. I know that in Japan I was in shape for almost 50, so not too bad, but let's just see what happens here, because we also have, you know, a little training done already. Okie dokie, let's go. Ugh. 18. Is it me, or is that not a lot? Holy shit. We've got some weak points to tackle in the back area. Pull-ups, front lever hold, front lever pull-ups. A lot of shit to work on, but, you know, that's only exciting, you know. So I guess the next few front lever trainings will be a lot of fun, because I have some stuff to fix. But anyway, that's it for today's training. You know, like I mentioned in the beginning, goals are of course important. I talk about these things, you know, wanting to get back to my peak of front lever, wanting to achieve the 20-second planche, wanting to become a fat boy of 75 kilos. But the real friends we make along the way are the challenges, you know. The times you think to yourself, like, holy fuck, how am I gonna solve this? Can I really do this? And then you find a way, you try some stuff, and then, well, you don't have to convince yourself, right? There is evidence that you're able to do stuff you didn't think was possible before. And that's the fun part, you know. Through these new challenges, you learn stuff about yourself. And whatever goal you use to get that feeling, to get that, you know, that sense of achievement, it doesn't matter, right? You can do endurance training, you can do chess, you can do, you know, it doesn't have to be physical training. You can do any sport, anything that you can improve yourself in, even if it's like a hobby, maybe programming, right? If you're a developer as well, if you just challenge yourself, you will learn things about yourself, right? And it's not about the way you challenge yourself, but what you learn from those challenges. So enough yapping. I'm gonna get some food in my system. Oh no, oh fuck. Tomorrow we have squats. I am not recovered yet, which makes me afraid, but also excited. Let's go.